Yeah, good morning and welcome to another Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea. And yesterday the FA Cup Semi-Final at Wembley was Chelsea 1, Manchester City 0. So happy this morning, and what a performance! What a performance! Don't mind who we get in the final. It's going to be tough. We know it's going to be tough. We know what the FA Cup's like. Throws up all sorts of odd results, but yesterday, well deserved. Well deserved. I didn't see it coming. Yeah, City made 8 changes, but then when I saw this is terrible. When I saw Kepa coming out in goal, I thought, oh no. But the boy done okay, didn't he? Didn't have a lot to do. Those in front of him protected him, and yeah, it was a good all-round team performance. I think everyone on that pitch gave 100%, and I'll tell you what got on my nerves: the commentators. I watched it on BBC. Steve Wilson and Martin Keown. Oh, they should go and get a room. Yes, and they were saying the other day that you wouldn't pick a fight with Antonio Rudiger, and I bet you wouldn't. Maybe you would though, Martin. You know, you were hard, weren't you? Well, I'd say I was hard but fair. Yeah, I wasn't like that. I wasn't like that, Steve. Yes, I think you probably were. Martin. I used to watch all your games and look out for any shower scenes that I could see afterwards. In fact, I think you're still hard now, Martin. Yeah, maybe, Steve. So what do you think? What do you think of Manchester City today? I think they're absolutely excellent. I think it's not going to be too long before they break through Chelsea defences. I think Chelsea are doing quite well. But don't you think, Martin, that the all-round game at City has expanded under Pep Guardiola? Well, I think it has expanded. It's got bigger. It's got larger. It's grown. It's grown. It's almost giant compared to what it was. Yes, Martin, that's an excellent point. An excellent point. I'm sorry, Martin. I've got to do this. Oh, yeah, that was a good point, Steve. So yeah, that got on my nerves a bit. But apart from that, great afternoon. I'm going to go straight into the players' scores. We pressed them. We pressed them. And I'll tell you what we did. We played out from the back with a confidence that I've not seen a team do against City for. I don't think I've ever seen it quite like that. We had a few dodgy moments, I know, because they press well, but the confidence of playing out, which brings me to Jorginho first, because there is no bigger critic for those that watch these of Jorginho than me. Not an abuser, seems a really nice bloke, always gives 100%, but I think he's so negative, and I've been calling for Billy Gilmore. Yesterday, Jorginho well and truly shoved it up me. Apart from a couple of poor balls early on in the first 5 minutes, he took real responsibility in that midfield. He showed what he does best, linking up play and nullifying a press when he's fully on it. When they don't stick 1 or 2 men on him and they just try and press in a unit, he can be an asset. Yesterday he was, but he took responsibility. He wanted the ball in really tight positions, and I just thought he had a really good game. For me personally, he was my man of the match, and I never ever thought I'd hear myself saying that. But there were a load of candidates, and if you throw 4 or 5 different names at me, I'll probably have to agree with you. They all could have won it. So, yeah, let's start off with Kepa. Yes, I'm going to give Kepa an 8. His distribution was good. He seemed calm. He got a ball in the air. Couple of okay saves. Didn't really have a lot to do, did he? I think he had about 4 shots in the whole game, and they weren't really shots. The two decent chances they had were headers, and fortunately on one Rudiger just did enough going in front of the bloke, and the other one was just a bad miss. But that aside, they had nothing. But Kepa gets an 8 because he was controlling things at the back. He was talking. He looked as confident as I've seen him in ages, and so yeah, Kepa gets an 8 from me. On the right, Reece James was excellent defensively, put in a real shift, got forward. I tell you what, the amount of work these wing backs get through in the modern game is unbelievable. But what I like about Reece, he's great going forward. Had a shot that wasn't too far away. That Steve Wilson, the commentator, seemed to think it was going to hit the corner flag. I think he probably missed by about a foot. But yeah, no, he was always available, never shirked his responsibility, always tracked back, started to look for danger happening, and yeah, Reece James yesterday was excellent. He gets an 8.5 from me. Going to the middle, Aspie, couple of great blocks, couple of poor balls, but do you know what, as an overall game I thought he was excellent. A real captain, leader, legend performance yesterday, and I say a couple of very important blocks. But yeah, he was good. He gets an 8.5 from me. Thiago Silva used all his experience, couple of great blocks, wins headers. You don't think he's got any right of winning, and it's all down to timing. He gets an 8.5 from me. Chile on the left hand side, he again defensively superb, great going forward. Probably should have scored. Normally better than that in front of goal. Had a great chance. 8.5. In the middle, we had little Kante, who was everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Could have won man of the match easy. I missed Rudiger out, didn't I? Rudiger was excellent yesterday, absolutely excellent. Aggressive. Read the game well. Put a few forward passes, decent header, unlucky not to get it on target. Yeah, what a performance. Rudiger's going to get 9 from me for yesterday. Kante's going to get a 9. Absolutely everywhere. It's like having 2 players on the pitch instead of 1. Really back to his best. Offensively as well as defensively. If you're under the cosh, he'll go past 2 or 3 players and start something. I so much admiration for that little man. It's unbelievable. Jorginho from me yesterday is my man of the match. He gets a 9.5. Probably would have been a 10, but for 2 poor balls early in the first 5 minutes, he was superb. Took total responsibility for receiving that ball. His movement yesterday was excellent, always on hand to take the ball, never shirked his responsibilities. Couple of great defensive tackles, pulled a bloke back. I think he got booked, pulled a bloke back right when he needed to. Good professional foul. Yeah, 9.5. That's 2 games where I've rated Jorginho. I'm starting to worry. But no, I always say I love it when a player shoves it right up me. And yesterday I got a right royal stuffing by Jorginho. Probably a bit like the stuffing that Steve Wilson got from Keown. Yes, Mason Mount again, excellent. Didn't really have too many chances. His link-up play was excellent. He got back behind the ball. Defensively, he was great. Mason Mount gets an 8.5 from me yesterday, purely because of his high standards. He's not getting a 9, but yeah, defensively excellent. Ziyech, who was man of the match, scored a good goal disallowed. Well, you know, quite rightly so, but yeah. Put a shift in. Hardest I've seen him work for Chelsea. And I thought his performance was all round a lot better than I've seen. Still think he should have a lot more in his locker. And also, if I was him, we were talking about it yesterday, I'd be practicing with my right foot 2 hours after training, just using my right foot. Great with his left foot, but a modern day player who's so reliant on his left peg, and I mean really reliant on his left peg, with so much skill, I'd be practicing. But there you go, he's getting the big bucks, and there I am, a fat old man in me recording in my bedroom. So what do I know? And Werner was absolutely excellent yesterday. Hard work. Yeah, he should have scored, but we know he's having his problems. But boy, did he put a shift in, and it was 1 assist, could have been 3. He worked really hard, and I don't know if you noticed when he went for. There was a chance. Ziyech was through. Should have lifted it over the goalkeeper. Really, it was a relatively easy chance, but he didn't. The goalkeeper saved it. But Werner went for a 50-50 tackle. He went flying in the air. But you know what? I was so pleased to see him so committed and fully throw himself into that. So he's going to get a 9 for his work rate. Yeah, and Ziyech an 8.5. So yes, it was all good. Tuchel from me yesterday gets a 10. A 1-0 against a Guardiola side. I don't care about the changes. You can only beat what's in front of you, and that was still a side that would beat probably 95% of teams in the world. So don't give me that argument. So yeah, Tuchel gets a 10 from me. He's got them playing for him. He's got them working hard for him. He's obviously got them believing. Frank had that in the early days, and the early days this season, if you remember. But apparently he did fall out with a lot of the senior players, and it happens in dressing rooms. It's whether you've got the experience, which he will have one day, to cope. And Tuchel obviously has. His man management at this stage, anyway, is obviously second to none. They're fully behind him, working really, really hard. And can't fault the bloke, really. Can't fault the bloke. So, yes, that's all from me today. Just so made up, ain't you? It made my weekend. If you do like these videos but you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I've changed the subscribe button because of Steve, who sent me a personal message on Facebook and said that at the start of the Porto video, it looks like the Incredible Hulk has ejaculated over me. And upon reviewing it, Steve, you had a point. Okay, I shall speak to you after Brighton in the week, when hopefully we'll have another 3 points on the board, as West Ham lost yesterday. Yes. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like if you like it. Like if you don't, subscribe if you don't want to, and up to Chelsea. Speak soon.